Hello students, today we are going to discuss about substituted cyclohexane. Substituted cyclohexane. In case of substituted cyclohexane, first type is monosubstituted. Suppose we take methyl as a substituent. So here we write one structure, and that is a planar, and having one methyl is a substituent. So here we call this type is monosubstituted. Monosubstituted cyclohexane. Okay, and in monosubstituted cyclohexane there is only one substituent, and now we try to convert that simple conformation or simple planar structure into the chair conformation. So suppose this is your first carbon atom and having a substituent methyl. Suppose this is your first possible conformation, chair conformation, and here this is another possible chair conformation having methyl group is present at axial position. Okay, these are the two possibilities. Having one methyl is present at the equatorial position and another methyl group is present at the axial position. Now we try to get some information regarding its stability. Okay, so we write here this is equatorial, and here we write axial. Okay, in case of equatorial substituent, here there is no any adjacent proton can interfere in the stability, or there is no proton which is eclipsed with the methyl group, so that eclipsing angle is very less, so that there is interaction between the bulkier substituent and hydrogen is possible. But here the substituent methyl is present at the equatorial position. At that time the protons which are not very close to that substituent, so that there is no interaction between that methyl and hydrogens present on the adjacent carbons. Okay, so we try to understand by using a ball and stick model. Here suppose that substituent is present at the equatorial position and protons present on the, or hydrogen present on the adjacent carbon atom are this one. We are representing that protons by green sticks. Okay, so you see here this is a structure, and having these are methyl group. This is methyl, and here these four protons are present on the adjacent carbon atom, and here suppose we can try to convert or flip this ring in this fashion. At that time you see the methyl group and these two protons, this methyl is sandwiched between these two protons, so that this is somewhat staggered conformation, and this is actual staggered conformation, and this situation is also seen in this case. Okay, so that here the bond angle or dihedral angle between this methyl substituent and hydrogen is near about 60. Okay, so that this doesn't interact with each other. Why? Because the distance between this proton and the methyl group is somewhat greater, so that there is no interaction, and theoretically when we calculate its energy, at that time we write its energy is 0 kilocalories or kilojoule per mole. Okay, now we go for axial substituent, and in axial substituent methyl group is present at the axial position, and it will interact with the protons or hydrogens axial at carbon number 3, okay, or third carbon atom. At that time, that interaction we show like this. Okay, these two protons are present on the same side of the substituent, and all three are present at the axial position. Now you try to see here this condition. If your substituent is present at the axial position and these two protons are present on also present on the axial position. So here you see, okay, suppose these two green color bonds are hydrogens and this yellow color bond having methyl group as a substituent. All these are the axial, okay, and they are very close to each other. That's why there is interaction between this bulkier methyl and hydrogen is possible. Here two interactions, 1,3 diaxial interaction, that interaction is called as 1,3 diaxial interaction, and that interaction is possible in this case. So methyl and this hydrogen, and another interaction is methyl and this hydrogen, so that interaction, how many interactions are possible here? Two interactions are possible, and due to presence of 1,3 diaxial interaction, 1,3 diaxial interaction, how many interactions? Two interactions are possible, and one interaction gives 0.9 kilojoule energy. So here we have 1.8 kilojoule per mole energy. Okay, so energy of cyclohexane increased by 1.8 kilojoule in the structure or conformation having methyl is present at the axial position. Okay, and in case of equatorial substituent there is only 0 kilojoule energy, and this is theoretical calculation. Okay, then we go for another type having two substituents, and out of the 12 hydrogens present in the cyclohexane, we replace any two hydrogens from the adjacent carbon atom or different carbon atoms. Here we see the next type having two methyls. Suppose these two methyl groups are present on the adjacent carbon atom, and so that we write here, this is the type of disubstituted cyclohexane. Okay, so this is the first type of disubstituted cyclohexane, and its name is 1,3 2 di substituted. 1,2 di substituted cyclohexane. Now we try to convert that planar structure into the chair conformation. Here we write its possible conformations. Suppose here this is methyl which is present at the axial position, and here second methyl which is present at the equatorial position. Then second possibility we draw here, this methyl which is axial and this another methyl which is also axial. And third and last possibility is both the methyl groups are present on equatorial bonds. Okay, so these three possibilities are there, and here we write if the bonds are on the same side, at that time we call this is cis. So this methyl and this methyl both are on the same side. Here we write cis axial equatorial. Why? Because one methyl is at axial and another one is at equatorial position. Okay, now we go for second. Here both the methyls are present on the axial bond. So here we write, and both are the opposite. Here we write trans axial, and here interactions are possible. Then another one, in this case, here we write trans equatorial. Okay, in these three cases we write cis, trans and trans, 2 trans and 1 cis. So we try to write its energy calculation. Here this cis contain one methyl is at equatorial and another one is at axial. Okay, now as we seen earlier, mono substituted cyclohexane, when one methyl is present on the axial bond, at that time it gives 1.8 kilojoules. Okay, and when the methyl is present at an equatorial bond, at that time it gives 0 kilojoule. Okay, so according to that we write here two interactions due to methyl. Which methyl? Axial methyl. Okay, right. These two axial hydrogens can interact with this methyl, and this equatorial methyl doesn't interact. So that we write here its energy calculation is 2,1,3 diaxial interaction into 0.9 is equal to, we write here 1.8 kilojoule per mole. Okay, then for this, here two methyl groups are axial, so that here this beta methyl gives two interactions and alpha methyl also gives two interactions. Okay, you see here, and you simply identified or simply understood this point. Here these two protons are interact with this axial methyl, and here alpha methyl also interact with the third proton. Okay, so that here at the upper side or beta side we have two interactions, 1,3 diaxial interaction, and at the alpha side there is also 2 another interactions. So total interactions are 4 interactions for this trans axial and according to this, suppose we write here 4 into 0.9, at that time we get 3.6 kilojoule, okay, energy. Okay, its energy is somewhat much higher. Why? Because both of the substituents are at the axial position. And now we go for third, trans. Here both methyls are present at the equatorial position, so that according to first we write here, if the substituent is present on the equatorial position, at that time we get here 0 kilojoule. But now here both methyls are on the adjacent carbon atom, either they are present or even they are present on the adjacent carbon atom or equatorial position, but here they doesn't give 0 kilocalories or 0 kilojoule energy. Why? Because both the substituents are present on the adjacent carbon atom and there is somewhat interaction between them. Why? Because it's bulkness. Okay, so here we write 0.9 kilocalories or kilojoule per mole. Okay, so from this overall explanation we try to write its stability. In this case here more stable structure is trans equatorial. Why? Because its energy is very less. The next one, second position, is cis axial equatorial. Why? Because its energy is 1.8. And last, more energetic, highly unstable structure is trans axial and its energy is 3.6. Okay, so that here we try to write its stability order. Which is more stable? Trans equatorial is more stable than cis axial equatorial than trans axial. Okay, so these three are the stability order. Now we go for next point. Next point is 1, 3 disubstituted cyclohexane. 1, 3 disubstituted cyclohexane. In this case, here first we write here planar conformation CH3, and here at third position here we got third methyl, and here we have 3 chair conformations. We try to write here, suppose this is methyl and here also this is methyl. Here another case we have, suppose this is methyl and here we write this is also methyl. And in third structure we write here methyl is present at the equatorial, and also this another methyl is at equatorial. Okay, so these 3 possible conformations from this planar structure of 1,3 dimethyl cyclohexane. Okay, now this is cis. Why? Because both methyls are on the same side. Here both methyls are on the opposite side, so that we write here this is trans. Here this methyl, both methyls are on the same side, so that here we write this is cis. Okay, here cis axial, here trans axial equatorial, and here cis equatorial. So in this case 1,3 disubstituted cyclohexane contain 2 cis and 1 trans. Okay. Now here in first case there is much interaction. Here which interaction? Here we get methyl interaction, CH3 interaction. Okay, and that interaction gives a huge amount of energy. Why? Because two bulk substituent are very close to each other, and that's why they will interact with each other and gives a more amount of energy. So that here we write 1.8 for this, and hydrogen interactions are also possible, and overall its energy is near about 0.9 for hydrogen interaction, and so that we write here near about 2.7 kilojoules. For this trans, here only one methyl gives two hydrogen interactions, one triaxle interactions, 2 into 0.9, we get here 1.8, and in last case both the methyls are on the equatorial position, so that here its energy is 0, so that we get more energy or more unstable structure, more energetic structure is cis axial then trans axial equatorial, and last one is the cis equatorial, so that cis equatorial is more stable structure and more or less energetic structure. So we write here stability order, cis equatorially is more stable than that of trans axial equatorial, than that of cis axial. Okay, then we go for disubstituted cyclohexane, and now we try to write its chair conformation. Suppose we write here this is methyl at equatorial and this axial methyl. Here suppose this is axial and this is also axial, and in last structure both the methyl groups are present on the equatorial positions. Okay, now we write here cis trans, this is cis. Why? Because both methyls are on the same side, and here we write axial equatorial, this is trans axial, and in third we write also trans equatorial. Okay, so from this we try to calculate its theoretical energy, and in this case axial methyl group gives 2 one-thread axial interaction, equatorial does not, so that its energy is 1.8. In this case second, both methyls are on the axial position, and that's why 4 one-thread axial interactions, so its energy is near about 3.6. And in last case both are at equatorial, so that its energy is 0. And according to this energy calculation we try to write its stability order, and now stability order is for 1,4 disubstituted, we write here stability order, it's a stability order this trans equatorial is more stable than that of cis axial equatorial, and last one highly unstable structure is trans axial. Okay, here I write trans. Okay, according to this, we get some idea about the stability from the position of substituent present on the cyclohexyl ring, and from overall this explanation we get information regarding substituents and its positions. Okay, here first we see about monosubstituted, then we see disubstituted. In disubstituted we see 3 points: 1 2 disubstituted, 1 3 disubstituted, and 1 4 disubstituted, and its stability orders. Okay, thank you.